We're at Little Boxes Vintage in Gays Mills, Wisconsin, run by a new friend of mine, Jimmy.
My name is Jimmy Richter. I run Little Boxes Vintage here in Gays Mills, Wisconsin with my wife and my son Cecil. We've been doing this for almost 20 years, mostly in and around Cincinnati, and then had a successful shop out in Colorado for a long time. Then we up and decided after Colorado filled up that we would move and kind of live more simply here in the Driftless region in Wisconsin. But it's wonderful and a great area for junkin'. The kind of stuff that we get is vintage advertising, oddities, a lot of vintage clothing, and just kind of homewares and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's what we do. This is a 1929 Shell oil or Shell gas station.
God, you don't see those things.
You don't. I mean, this is probably the only one I'm going to find in my lifetime, you know? And it's scalloped. Yep, exactly. The scalloped edge. Yeah. These don't exist. I mean, there's a guy who drove all the way from Texas just to look at this thing. So he came up and he was like, "You got to be kidding me." He's like, "This is real." And I'm like, "It is." He's like, "You know how you can tell they're real? The ones that have just paint on them and they're not porcelain finished." He's like, they didn't do porcelain finish in the Midwest. But he's like, you'll never find a more scalloped one. And he's like, and just the sheer weight of it, like pick it up, it's insane, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Man. Wow.
I had a guy last weekend at the flea market try to come in and say, "Hey, I'll give you $200 for this right now." And I was like, right next to you, that's Martha. Well, we've nicknamed her Martha. This is a forensic head. So before they had the computer programs to, identify murder victims, they would hire local artists to come in. Yeah. And so I did this family's estate, and they were really funny because I was in their basement, curled under this big kitchen table, and I come face to face with this wrapped in plastic.
Oh.
And I was like, "Why the hell do you guys have a green head in here?" It's really freaking me out. It also creeps out my wife, so that's why it's not at my house.
I have a passion for older things because the older things are, as in our culture today, is basically going away from us. I collect spurs, I collect old weapons. I've got books that I want my grandchildren to be able to look at and read when I'm gone. I walked over there back in the place where he had some old books, and laying there was an old book from the 1930s about a young cowboy and how he was being trained to work on the ranch by another gentleman. I haven't even read the book yet because I just got it, but I had to have it.
And then this is a 19-teens wicker casket.
Will they let you be buried in one of them?
These primarily were used for wakes.
Ah.
So yeah.
I've never seen one of these.
Yeah, I had never seen one in person before, so I was pretty happy with that.
I call her Lucy.
Well, that's a perfect name. Yeah.
She keeps looking at me too.
This is an original 1948.
That's original.
Yeah. You can tell by the bird poop.
Oh God.
Isn't it great?
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then from the same collection, I got this. This is off the crown of a carousel.
Carousel?
Yeah, just off the crown part of it. Yeah. We just we get so many amazing circus pieces, and Baraboo is like the home.
Circus,
yeah, the home for all the Barnum and Bailey stuff. So we get a lot of people in for these. So
I went in there expecting, I've been in 100 of these places, but when I walked in, I could see all the antiques and antiquity that he had laid in shelves and places, and we were all walking around and seeing things that we hadn't seen before, just stuff that I had never laid eyes on.
I just scored this. $6 million man, even with his bionic arm.
Now you got something for Halloween.
Right, exactly.
But I'll tell you what, you just got to spend a little bit more time than you think you have in these places in order to understand what people and how the people and what they go through to gather this stuff together for people to come in and to possess. It's awesome.
Hey, good to meet you.
Pleasure, man.
You guys be well. well.
Yes,
We'll see you soon. Nice to see you, birthday.
I'll see you again.
Yes, we'll see. You're around for 2 weeks?
2 weeks, but
Okay,
I'm,
well,
I'm thinking about coming up here.
hell
He's
yeah.
moving up here.
I love it.
Yes.
You fit already.
The people, oh, it's awesome. Hey, Jimmy, tell Lucy I'll see her next time.
I will for sure.
Thanks, buddy.
You will.